Hello friends and welcome. Thank you for being here. This is an all signs reading of what Spirit needs you to know right now. Not tied to any sort of astrological movement or day or calendar year. Just whenever you find yourself here, this is what Spirit needs you to know. So, let's go ahead and get these cards shuffled. While we're doing this, go ahead, roll your shoulders back. Really feel your feet. Rub your toes on the floor. If you're sitting down. If not, just wiggle your toes. Take a deep breath. Let's go ahead and call in your higher self. Let's call in all your angels and guides and guardians, ancestors, protectors, elementals, tree spirits, guardians, all beings that hold you in unconditional love and light and are actively seeking the best for you on this journey for your as embodiment on your highest self. So let's just go see what Spirit wants us to know. Spirit, what do we need to know right now? What's going on? I'm in my grandma's house right now. And she is at an event because she has a very packed social calendar, which I love. I'm here by myself, and I've never been in this house by myself before, which is interesting. And I'm not technically by myself because Roy is here. But I don't feel by myself, and that's probably just because I am so present with all the memories here because there is so much good energy and so many happy memories here, and I'm pretty grateful to be doing this right now in this moment with you all here, and want to express my gratitude to you. Thank you very much for being here and seeking this content out and doing what you do, sharing your light with the planet. Do I want these? No. Even if you don't feel like you've been particularly sharing your light lately, you are. Illusions kind of are abounding. Not abounding, and maybe not even illusions. But Neptune moved direct a few weeks ago. I don't even remember when. And it was retrograde, I think, since April, if I'm remembering right. I don't have notes in front of me or anything. And when Neptune moves forward, or when Neptune moves retrograde. Okay, well, we've got the King of Swords here twice, so he wants to come out. All of these cards are reversed. So, Spirit is wanting to talk about, one, the core root of the issue. Are you giving yourself what you need right now? The Knight of Pentacles, this is like underlying issue. The Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight out of all the decks, but he is the knight who's going to get there. He's going to get there every single time. And so you might be annoyed at how long he's taking, but not only will he get there, he'll get there with the message intact. He'll get there with the pentacle intact. He'll get there with the present intact. He'll get there with the offering intact, or the business model. Whatever your pentacle is, he will get there and he will bring it to you. When he's reversed, this to me feels like an inward journey of, are you being methodical with what you need, or are you putting yourself last? Are you just like, fuck it, I gotta go do this shit, and like running out there in like Knight of Swords energy, where you're not, there is no thought process really, there's just like, I'm charging ahead and I'm in reaction mode. This time of year specifically, and even if you're not watching this during the holiday season, I mean, this is just sort of like, you know, energy moves, and we can have days that very much feel like Black Friday in the middle of July. There is so much focus on the other and worthiness, right? In terms of, how do I express through either financial or material means how much you mean to me, while I am sort of being mass broadcasted, like, buy this, buy this, buy this, buy this. Like, I was not aware of the Peloton ad that like everyone was blowing up about until I read about it today. And it's just, we're already so aware right now, and if you're seeking this out, you certainly are aware of the shift happening, and it just makes navigating especially stressful times that much more challenging, because you typically around the holidays you get around family, and depending on family dynamics and core wounds and what you sort of carry around with you that might be unhealed or unintegrated, or even if it is integrated, there's still reminders of it everywhere you look this time of year. And so it can just be challenging. And it's important to not attach to that challenging experience and just sort of look at it, allow it, and then just release it. Because we have to be patient with ourselves, right? We have to forgive ourselves, especially when we feel like we can't either give or be everything that someone needs us or wants us to be. And especially if we want to be that person, right? But sometimes we realize, hey, this is coming at the expense of myself, or I am not able to give myself all of the things that I need. And in fact, under the Knight of Pentacles, we've got the Knight of Wands, who's upright, and we've got strength. And if we're talking wands or knights in terms of which knight energy you want to be in, depending on sort of your end goal, the Knight of Wands, he's not as reactionary as the Knight of Swords. You know, he's not moving quite as fast. He's still knight though. And I mean, look, his horse is still raring and ready to go, and he's still charging forward. He's impulsive. He can be led astray by his wand. He's touching it. He can get very distracted by it. And Spirit is offering us strength right now to not get distracted, maybe by like our earthly pleasures, and instead focus on what we can do for ourselves, right? Because this Knight of Wands energy, there's not a whole lot of how can I help myself in this energy. It's just like, how can I get my dick wet? How? Just tell me how and I'll go and I'll do it. And that's a really weird thing that I said at my grandparents' house right now. I know that. Weird. So just one, the underlying energy right now for you, for where you find yourself in time space, regardless of when that is. Give yourself grace to kind of recognize the cycles, you know, and whatever strength looks like for you, how you need to show up, in what way you need to show up, whether that's gently opening the jaws of a lion or seeing your cycles for what they are, or being able to kind of stand tall and strong around your environment and just still stay focused on the job at task without like getting distracted. With all this yellow to me always means solar plexus, which is like actually down here, kind of like right above our stomach. Solar plexus is the chakra system. The chakra point talks about kind of integration as a group. And while we're in holidays and while the group is so emphasized right now, it can bring up a lot of core wounds, a lot of core childhood wounds based around how do I fit in with the group? What is my role in the group? And being a part of the group, and we all are, we're all in this collective. Sometimes it feels really good and sometimes it feels really different. Sometimes difficult. It can be very isolating. It can also be very freeing. It just sort of depends on the energies at play here. So that is what's going on underneath everything. The 4 cards that flew out that we've got, that are all reversed. We've got the King of Swords, 7 of Cups reversed, 2 of Wands reversed, 4 of Swords reversed. The confusion is starting to dissipate. Spirit wants to talk about that. The resting period is almost over, but it's kind of resulted in really intense compartmentalization of emotional processing. Whenever this Four of Swords is reversed, to me that always means like I'm firing too much in my mental faculties. I need to come back down in here, because trying to rationally understand and reconcile and data mine your experience right now and sort of all the feedback that you're getting both from your body, from your heart, from your mind, from your environment, can overload us, because we want to, especially if we're extremely spiritual or spirit talks to us, you know, we experience a lot of synchronicities, that there is a desire and a want and almost a need that can result in anxiety of like, how do I understand this? I need to understand this now. Let me, I don't know if you heard that buzz, but that was a weird thing. Like, how can I rationally understand this right now? Like, file this here, where we're just like kind of, it's like being Neo in the Matrix and seeing like the green, like binary shit, but then it gets so overwhelming that you just like short circuit. Like there's potential for that there. And when we're kind of stuck in these cycles, even if we're starting to get out of it, even if the smoke is clearing and like the choices are starting to become more clear, we've not necessarily made any plans to go do what we want to go do or be where we want to go be. Bro, you're fine. I let Roy out 5 minutes ago and he won't stop going to the door. We've also got King of Swords reversed here. So a few things could be happening. Even though the smoke is clearing, there is no clarity. There's not necessarily a decision on where to go, because we're still so over-firing in our mind. We're still trying to understand, and we are not slowing down to give ourselves what we need. We're just kind of rushing off to see what we can do for others, is really what this is feeling like. So let's go into this a little bit more. He's driving me nuts. Honey, I can't even open that door. I don't know where the key is. I'm sorry. You just went pee. I'm at my grandma's. I can't remember if I said that already. And the door is locked, and I don't know where the key is. Okay. The clarity isn't 100% there yet on what we're not carrying, what we need to drop. We're seeking it out. We're asking for it, but it hasn't fully stepped in yet. The Seven of Cups is clarified by the Six of Cups upright. You know, and so we're starting to see what really matters. We're starting to see the relationships that we have that that are worth keeping, that are worth reciprocity, that are worth giving to. But sometimes it requires like, I got to put this shit down so I can focus on what really matters, so I can seek out these soul connections. Let's clarify the Two of Wands. Two of Wands clarified by Ace of Cups reversed and 10 of Pentacles reversed. So where you're trying to go, you're trying to get to a new emotional start. And you're trying to figure out a way to either bring in more financial prosperity or figure out why you're losing financial prosperity. And there is kind of a hyper-focusing and a need to control both of those things. And because of the need to control, spirit can't bring it forward. It requires ending our cycles, you know, being aware of what is closing out in our life and what is starting new in our life. And it requires showing up for what we know and moving to the direction of what we know. Seeking to go off after our truth. Taking what we've learned and using it however we need to, no matter how rocky the terrain, all the while embodying the strength required to do the job. Where is this headed? What is all this bringing us towards? That's too many. I'm gonna wrap this up because my dog is driving me crazy. All right, what is this bringing us towards? This is bringing us to an end to kind of the heartbreak, to the isolation, to the mourning, to the period of being a bridge over troubled water. And it's about removing the blindfold so we can see the reciprocity, right? This is coming towards, this is trying to come through, but we can't fucking see it because we're bound. We are so focused on what we're carrying, Roy, that we can't move past it. Spirit is trying to bring it in. Spirit is trying to give you exactly what you're asking for. Fill your bank account, fill your belly, fill your house, whatever that is for you. That the scales are balancing. The scales are balancing, and it's about coming into this King of Pentacles energy where you can share what you have, and you can be high vibrational with what you have, and you can plant with what you have, and you can grow with what you have, and you can farm what you have and really make things more productive for everyone. We just kind of have to get out of our own way in terms of really owning how we can block ourselves, sort of the challenging energy that we can come up against, and knowing that, one, it's all leading towards reciprocity, right? But two, so we can get what we need to get, so we can be who we want to be, we have to be strong enough to really drop what isn't ours to carry. And that can be a very hard, challenging thing, especially if we define ourselves by how much we can carry. But we're not giving Spirit enough room to come in and rebalance the scales. Turn these two things up, right? Give us relationships that fill our cup, that overflow our cup. So we're not just the Knight of Wands, like just trying to get it in all the time, but trying to get it in and like then make sweet baby passionate love to you, right? This is like, these two together would be like delicious baby making energy. Like just, ooh, put on some Jodeci and go to town. Right? It's about allowing what is and changing what you can, so Spirit can come through and give you what you need and what's in alignment for you and what's what you really need. I hope this helps. If you're interested in booking a personal reading with me, you can do so. Information is in the description box below. All my love. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.